Am I under arrest?
At this point, you're being detained for the breach of the peace.
No. It's a simple question. If I'm not under arrest, I can go. Am I under arrest?
You cannot go.
This is the video that you've all been waiting for, and trust me, it was worth the wait. Make sure to watch it from beginning to end so you get the full picture of what's happening here in Melbourne, Australia in 2021. Then please share it far and wide to warn the world. We're not only adding this latest unlawful arrest to my current lawsuit, but with your help at standwithavi.com, we're going to file something much bigger and finally put an end to this madness. So please support my fight at standwithavi.com right now. So as you can see, it was all very calm. I was walking around as I usually do, trying to engage people who want to be interviewed. How you going, brother? Are you all right? Are you here to protest?
I'm here to spread the love.
As you can see, this gentleman clearly wants to say something, so I'll let him have a say.
You know what we should do? We should have this during the week. We should affect businesses. And when you affect businesses and productivity, you're not allowing them to buy their new boat or their new house. And then people listen. Once you affect their pocket, everyone's at home smoking bongs, having beers. Nobody gives a fuck. People that give a fuck, they already gave a fuck and they're here.
Okay. And then he walks off. But what I didn't realize until I turned around is that police were closing in on me. That was good, right? How you doing, guys? How you going?
You're just going to come out this way for us?
Yeah. Am I under arrest?
Breach of the peace. We'll just go this way.
So am I under arrest?
Breach of the peace. We're going to move you on.
Under what section?
Breach of the peace.
Under what section? Under what section is that? Under what section? Under what section? At this point, police refused to answer under what power they're forcibly moving me on. All they allege is breach of the peace. What breach of the peace? You all saw what led up to it. Very calm. And watch all the interviews I did that protest. In the video I posted yesterday, I was calm doing my job. Some people said some mean stuff to me, but there was no breach of the peace, and certainly not by me.
You're a bloody Nazi.
I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, you're a fucking Nazi.
There were some simple people with silly ideas, but that's not a crime, at least not mine. But let's keep watching. So, I'm being arrested. I've asked if I'm under arrest a couple times, and I'm being forcibly ejected. I've got my national media press card, which is issued, the accreditation issued by the federal government. So right now, a journalist is being physically removed from doing his job, from reporting on the streets of Melbourne. Understand, both my cameramen and I were wearing our media passes. These passes, they are the only government-issued press passes you can get in Australia. They're from the Department of Home Affairs, and most mainstream media journalists carry them. So it's evident that I was there to do my job as an accredited journalist, and there was no breach of the peace. Even if there was, they should target the instigators of the crime, not the potential victim. Keep watching. He's saying for breach of the peace, under what section am I being removed? I've asked you. Under common law? Yep. I'll let you in on a little secret. Police don't have the power to arrest you under that common law. That's why they were so adamant that they're not arresting me at this point. They're just forcibly removing me. This is very different from the last two incidents. The previous Australia Day, if you remember, they cuffed me and boastfully arrested me for what they claimed was my own safety.
If they're getting violent,
Rebel News hired a security detail to ensure my safety doesn't become their excuse this time around. And then, of course, I'm sure you remember not that long ago when they violently tackled me to the ground and arrested me at the lockdown protest last year.
right now, I'm under arrest. Yeah, I'm media. I am media. I'm media.
In case you're wondering, I've never been charged with any offence or fined for either of those incidents. And both those unlawful arrests are currently in front of the Supreme Court, which will win. And they know that. So instead of Victoria Police changing their behaviour, they've changed their tactic. So they say this time they're removing me under common law for breach of the peace. How was I breaching the peace, can I ask? Can I ask how I was breaching the peace there? How was I breaching the peace? No? How come you guys allowed this protest to happen? The last 6 months, Victoria Police have violently arrested everybody who's attended protests, besides for one other protest, Black Lives Matter. Do you sense the theme? That there's only one topic you can protest legally in Victoria now. It's true. The only two massive illegal protests that they've allowed go ahead was the Invasion Day protest on the same day, by the way, that they cancelled the Australia Day celebration because of that COVID threat, and the Black Lives Matter protest last year. Think about it. According to the government's own COVID directions, I, as a journalist, was the only lawful person in the crowd. They were all taking part in an illegal mass gathering. But yet again, I'm being detained, also known as arrested. Is that the sergeant?
Again?
How you doing, sir? Who's the commanding officer here? Am I under arrest or can I go? Am I under arrest?
Being detained.
Am I under arrest? No. Am I under arrest?
Be removed.
Am I under arrest?
Just waiting for transport to have you removed.
Am I under arrest?
At this point, you're being detained for the breach of the peace.
No. It's a simple question. If I'm not under arrest, I can go. Am I under arrest?
You cannot go.
And there you have it. I cannot go. That means I'm under arrest. Don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself on Legal Aid Victoria's website. You must go with a police officer if you are under arrest. If you're not sure, ask a police officer, am I under arrest? And why am I under arrest? If you are not under arrest, you do not have to go with the police officer. Meaning, if you have to go with him and you cannot leave, you are under arrest. But try explain that to Victoria's finest. I'm under arrest if I'm not free to go. If I'm not free...
Detained because you were breaching the peace.
How was I breaching the peace? And I'm either under arrest or I'm not. If I'm not free to go... Well, detained, if you're not free to go, you're under arrest.
Okay. If that's your interpretation.
Oh, if that's your interpretation. No, mate. That's the law you swore to uphold. I'm under arrest. So I want to be clear, we're under arrest here. Under breach of the peace. How did I breach the peace? How did I breach the peace?
264.
It's not a complicated question. How did I breach the peace today? I'm here with a federal government approved, accredited. Two of my cameramen have the same accreditation. We have licensed security, so last year you claimed it was for my own protection. Can't have any of that today, can we? This is the state of Victoria. This is Victoria Police. We used to joke about the Communist Party. A year ago we were laughing at the Communist Party for behaving like this. And it's become the state of Victoria. You may not see any difference. It's sad. I've previously reported from the front lines of the democracy protests in Hong Kong, and nothing like this has even happened there to me. I cannot believe how far we have gone here in Victoria. They allege I'm breaching the peace. They don't say how. I've asked
We had
them.
a number of members of the public come to us and say that you were antagonising the crowd with what you were saying.
So do you have any evidence that I've been doing that?
What were you saying?
I'm interviewing. That's my job.
About what?
I'm interviewing about why they're here. Have you arrested other journalists here for breaching the peace?
No.
Or is it just people that they don't
We
like?
haven't arrested you. We've detained you.
Okay, let me ask you, if the Prime Minister came here and they don't like the... What?
That's all I'm going to say to you.
So if the Prime Minister came here and they don't like the Prime Minister, will you remove him for breach of the peace because you got a number of complaints? Or is it just me? Thought so. And you know what? We don't even have to go as far as the Prime Minister. A current affair, we're at the protest too, and actually did a pretty good job.
January 26th isn't the date Cook arrived, though, is it? At the town hall right now, there's a citizenship ceremony going on. People of Indian backgrounds, Asian backgrounds, Pacific backgrounds. You say because they're taking part in that, they're celebrating genocide. So you don't want any Australia Day?
No,
Why not?
because it was an invasion day.
Aren't there things about what the country has become that are worth celebrating, though? Like democracy, the charities that we have, aren't they things that are worth celebrating?
That's true, but on another day.
So it is about the day.
It's about the day, yeah.
But you just said it wasn't about the day. You wanted to abolish the whole thing.
The only issue I have there is that he's stolen my act. But seriously, Seb Costello's line of questioning was very similar. So why wasn't Seb arrested or detained? You all right? Your tattoo has an Australian soldier on it. Get a shot of his tattoo. If you walk through that crowd and you get some complaints, apparently the police are going to arrest you and remove you because you're triggering extremists.
They got you again, mate.
They got me again? That was just some legend passerby who happened to witness what was happening. Anyways, probably, I don't know, about 10 minutes later, a divvy van rolls up to take away the only lawful person at the protest.
You know, we're going to take you away, okay?
But did I breach the peace?
You go.
They remove my mic and they proceed to body search and pat down, you know, because I'm allegedly not under arrest, just getting kidnapped, I guess. For recording devices, because you don't want to be recorded. You remember how that happened?
In the back of the police vehicle? Or
What have you got on you, mate?
in the back. Thank you.
Guys, I don't want to go, so they're going to have to physically take me. You can see here, it's against my will. You can see here, guys, it's against my will. You can see here, I'm getting forced and pushed in the van. I'm right now in the back of a police car. I've been arrested.
That was the moment I made that video for you from the back of the divvy van. And I had no idea what was going to happen. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you who instantly leapt to my defense. And all of your donations are going towards our next big action in the Supreme Court to finally put an end to this. And it's certainly not too late to chip in now at standwithavi.com. Police then drove me around for, I don't know, about half an hour before dropping me off randomly in Caulfield.
Hey, mate.
So what is it? Am I being charged?
Not that I know of, no.
So
It's registered transport, mate.
So I'm just taken off the street and thrown. I have no idea why they actually dropped me in Caulfield. They know that I don't live there or anywhere near there, you know, because they did that creepy house visit after my last unlawful arrest. The only reason that kind of makes sense to me that I can think of that they dropped me in Caulfield is that it's a known Jewish area. So I'm not sure what they're trying to say. Is that some sort of message that Jews should really just stay in their ghetto in Caulfield? Victoria Police picked a journalist out of a crowd, chucked him in the back of this.
You got all your stuff?
No charges. Thanks, guys. And dropped me randomly to stop me from reporting the truth. Anyways, from there, my team met me at the closest station at Melbourne and we head back to the city. I wasn't charged, just forcibly removed for doing my job and dropped in the local Jewish neighborhood. But by the time we got back to the CBD, the Invasion Day protest had virtually ended. So we had to cover the Pro-Australia Day parade instead, which I guess was their main intention. Think about it. Victoria Police picked up a journalist while he was doing his essential job, his work, threw him in back of a divisional van and dropped him far enough that he simply could not return to do his job. That shouldn't happen in any free or democratic country, let alone Victoria. That's the type of stuff that happens in China. But we're fighting back and we need your help at standwithavi.com. This is far more expensive than the current lawsuit we have going, but there's no option. It's time to defend the freedom of the press in Victoria, including non-state affiliated or state-supported press. So please help me by giving what you can at standwithavi.com right now. If you appreciate this report, please like, comment, and share to ensure as many people as possible get to see what's happening here in Victoria. Then head straight over and subscribe to Rebel News on YouTube so you don't miss a thing.